Hello students, welcome to part 8 of UGC NET Environmental Sciences Syllabus Review. You are watching www.evsgogreen.com, the premier channel for environmental science lectures. And this is part 8 where we will be reviewing Unit 8. So totally there are 10 units. These are the first 5 units and these are the last 5 units. And you can see Unit 8 here, which reads Environmental Assessment, Management and Legislation. So let us look at some of the topics that you will have to cover in this particular unit. If you want to see any of the previous lectures, you are welcome to do so in the same channel. Now let's begin. So Unit 8 contains aims and objectives of the environmental impact assessment, the environmental impact statement, and the environmental impact management plan. So they are short form, they are called EIA, ESA, and EMP. So then you will have to know the guidelines for EIA process, the environmental impact assessment process, followed by the methodologies of the same. So how will you do an impact assessment? What are the methodologies there? And what are the procedures for reviewing the environmental impact assessment of developmental projects? Developmental projects means building a road inside a forest, such building a dam. What are the environmental consequences? How do you execute these projects? What are the considerations that you will have to make? So then you have the life cycle analysis, cost benefit analysis, and guidelines for doing an environmental audit. Then the environmental planning is learned as a part of the environmental impact assessment process and also as a part of the environmental auditing process. So once this basic set is over, the next two modules I have split the topics like this for your easy understanding. It is environmental management system standard. So there are a couple of systems for environmental management. Then 2006 there was an EIA notification and then the amendments for that and the different schemes available for eco-labeling. Following this, then there is a set of topics on risk assessment, hazard identification, hazard accounting, scenarios of exposure, risk characterization, and risk management. So these topics are majorly involved with the assessment of the environmental impact. So whatever units you have learned so far, the impact of those units on the environment is assessed. A physical way or a scientific way of assessing it is the reason why these topics have been given under this particular unit. Then you will have to learn about the environmental laws in India. So this is an overview. So basically the Wildlife Protection Act, Forest Conservation, Biological Diversity, Water Prevention and Pollution, Control of Pollution, Air Prevention and Control of Pollution, and Environmental Protection Act. So these are the different acts that you will have to study, followed with their amendments. So you will have to remember the year, you will have to remember the name of the law, and you will have to remember a few basic points about the law. Then we have also some other legislations or law like the Motor Vehicle Act, the Hazardous and Other Waste Management and Transboundary Movement Rules, Plastic Waste Management Rules, Biomedical Waste Management Rules, Solid Waste Management Rules, E-Waste Management Rules. Then there is the Construction and Demolition Waste Management Rules. So waste management rules, you can see what all are there. It is one for plastic, biomedical, solid, e-waste, and construction and demolition. Then also for the manufacture, storage and import of hazardous chemicals. Then Batteries Act is there. Then Public Liability Insurance Act is there. Noise pollution and coastal regulation zone, what they are. Then you have some policies that you will have to remember. National Forest Policy, National Water Policy, and the National Environmental Policy, followed by some of the very commonly understood environmental conventions and agreements between different countries and between different organizations, particularly the Stockholm Conference on Human Environment, the Montreal Protocol. So most of these have to do with the climate change protocol. For example, the Conference of Parties, COPs, the Basel Convention, the Ramsar Convention on Wetlands, Earth Summit at Rio de Janeiro, Agenda 21, Convention on Biodiversity, Clean Development Mechanism, also known as the CDM, then the Earth Summit, UN Summit of Millennium Development Goals, Copenhagen Summit, IPCC, UNEP. UNEP is the United Nations Environment Program, and the IGBP. So all of these are the different laws or the conventions that you will have to remember in this unit. So that is the end of this unit 8, and unit 8 was environmental assessment, management and legislation. Please do not forget to subscribe to this channel.